Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 tutorial video. In this video I'll show you how you can have cows in Farming Simulator 25. There are quite some differences to the older versions of Farming Simulator, interesting differences. One is there are young cows now, and you can see that they are young. Here, look at that. Isn't it cute? So awesome. Yeah, and we have two stages of young cows and the adult cows as well. Another thing is cows can feed from the meadow that they are roaming on. So if they don't have any better food, they will eat from the meadow and they will stay healthy as long as they have grass on the meadow. And we can define the fences of the pasture ourselves, and we can enlarge the capacity of a barn with that. So three very important and interesting new features. And in this video I will tell you about those and everything else that is needed to have cows. Okay, so what we have here is one type of cow barn. We have different types. This one is one where you can't get milk. It is only to keep beef cattle or to let little calves grow up until they are old enough to give milk to you. Yeah, and we will build a different one together, and there I show you how we can produce milk as well. So let's just stand here and then we go into the build menu. And on PC it is Shift and P. On console you have to go to the shop and then click yourself until you are in the build menu. And I made special videos about how to build something and how to build a barn and the fence and all this special stuff, because that is the same for all kinds of barns, and therefore here we go over the building process rather quickly. Here we are, and here you can see the cows. That is the area where we get all the barns, and here are the cow barns. The smallest one is without building. It's just a meadow, the pasture, and with this you need to feed water and food, and because we don't have running water in, because there is no building. Yeah, and in this size of the fence you can only have 7 cows in this little pasture. Here is the one we already saw. This is a breeding barn, as I already told you, and as it is with this very, very small pasture, you can have 35 cows. And here we have a bigger one, much bigger, and it's still only a breeding barn, and you can have up to 99 cows, and you can enlarge it and have even more cows. And now the next barns are with the possibility to get milk. This is the smallest one here. And you can have up to 50 cows in this size of the pasture. And here we have a bigger one. And it's rather expensive. You can have up to 96 cows. And this is the same size, but with a feeding robot. Here, this is the feeding robot in the front there. And it costs 722,500 bucks. Yeah, for the rich farmer. And we built this, the smallest of the barns where you can get milk. I just pull it out with my mouse and then I click, and then I'm asked, do you want to customize the fence for cow barn? Yes, I want. You could just keep it as it is, but I want to customize it. And now you have to be aware that this additional fence costs money. Even if you would make it very, very small, it would cost you money. So this customizing is rather costly. And if you saved the money just to be able to afford the barn, you wouldn't be able to make this fence customizing. So here I make it a little bit longer and click, and then here to the side and just click, and here and then there and click again. And now I'm asked whether I want to plant the meadow for the cow barn. And in the beginning of FS25 that didn't work. Now it's working. Therefore I can just say yes. If I would say no, there wouldn't be a meadow, but it would stay like this concrete ground, and they couldn't feed from the concrete. So yes. And here I have another barn. I don't want that, so just escape and we are good to go. Okay, let's have a look at the barn. I could have also built it on this field meadow that has already grown. Then I would have needed to say no for the grass because it's already there. And this is already grown, and this here is much shorter. It has to grow tomorrow, so in next month it will be half size, and then later it will be grown. Right now there is nothing to eat for the cows because it's too small. But it just grows by itself. So we go there, and now we get information, and it says 0 animals, 0 health, 0 food, straw manure, slurry, and meadow. Okay, let's go to the other one to compare it. And here it says 12 animals. Health is also 0. That is because this barn is also very new. When you have new animals, the health is always 0. But they have food, they have straw, and the meadow has grown its 15,000 plus. And by the way, if you want to have trees inside the meadow, you should plant them before building the barn, because afterwards it's blocked. So now in this barn we do everything together what needs to be done. First is we buy some animals. This is here. You could also buy the animals with a trailer and go to the animal dealer, which is available on nearly every map. And I made a dedicated video about this topic because it's the same for all kinds of animals. So here I open the help menu, and then you can see what you need to press. For the PC, I press R, and then I'm in the animal dealer menu, and I can order the animals and they will be delivered to us for a fee. So here we can see the different types of cows. We have two very different types of cows. One type is the milk cows, and the other one is the beef cattle. And other than that, we have water buffaloes, but that's a topic for a different tutorial. I can only tell you, you can keep them in the same barn like the other cows, even mixed together. And the difference to the milk cows is you get buffalo milk instead of normal milk. So they are really similar to the normal milk cows. And for the milk cows, we have two different races. Those are the brown Swiss and the Holstein. And for the beef cattle, we have also two different races, the Angus and the Limousin. And then for each race, we have three different age stages. Those here are the very, very tiny little calves, and obviously they don't give milk. They have to grow up to get milk. But we will buy one, then you can have a look at them. So I make double click here, and then this number of animals is activated, and I can go up as high as I want, but I only want one now. Okay, so one of those little calves, it costs $200. The fee is $50, and if I would go with a trailer to the animal dealer, I wouldn't need to pay this fee. So this fee is for the delivery. Okay, I go click on buy. I'm asked whether I really want to buy it. Yes, I want. And I buy the next one. This is like a school kit from the age. So it's still rather far away from being an adult cow. Yeah, but it looks different, it behaves different, and it's very, very cute. At least as cute as the very tiny one. And it's a little bit more expensive. So I also buy one. And here we have the adult one. The adult ones, they give milk, if they are milk cows, but not from the very beginning. They only give milk when they are fed well and they have a good health. And I will tell you how to get this good health. So we will buy one. Okay. And here we have this Holstein would be the German name, and they are originally from Germany. And this is a region in northern Germany, but I think in English they're called Holstein, and they are, you can find them everywhere in the world. So we buy a small one and a medium size and a big one. And here are the Angus, and those are beef cattle. They don't give milk, and so how you keep them is rather different to how you keep the the milk cows. You can have those beef cattles in this type of barn that we have here, but you won't get any milk from them. And for this beef cattle, you rather buy them as a little calf and let them grow up, or you could also breed them. And here you can see there is this gestation period. It takes 10 months. So when you have an adult cow and it is fed well and has 100% health, then after 10 months it will propagate. It will get a calf. And it doesn't need a male cow for this. It's just duplicating itself and getting a little baby. Yeah, every 10 months. And here you can also see the prices are different. The Angus, the adult Angus cow is worth much more money than the adult milk cow. But from the milk cow you get the milk, and the Angus and Limousin, they are just kept for selling and breeding. It's more like the pigs that you also have for breeding and selling. Yeah, we get one of those as well from the bigger ones. The smaller ones we already have could see in the other pen. So one of those. Come on, here. One, buy, click, okay. We don't buy a buffalo here because there will be a different tutorial about this, but you can know it's just the same like with the cows. Okay, now I go out with escape and let's have a look at the animals. Here they are. So this is an adult brown Swiss. It will give milk as soon as the health is up to 100%. And here we have the adult Holstein. And there, this is the Limousin. And this is a beef cow. And here we have a medium-sized Holstein, 6 months old. And there we have another brown cow. And this is an Angus cow. The Angus can be brown or black. And it depends on luck. You buy a black one and get a brown one. And yeah, they look a little bit different than the Limousin. The Limousin usually have those horns, those not. But from the distance you can mix them up. Here we have a very tiny calf that can hardly stand. And it is like that the first 6 months. Very, very cute and helpless. And this is a brown Swiss calf. The very tiny one. And this here, there you can see the difference. This is running around happily. This is the medium-sized. Okay, so now we have to give them some food. So for this we have mixing wagon. I open up the doors first just by clicking. So, and then we go to the mixing wagon. here. And when the help menu is opened, you can see the mixture down there. And the perfect mixture contains hay and silage, a little bit of straw if you want, and some mineral feed if you want. So hay and silage is mandatory. Straw is optional, and it's good because straw is cheaper than silage, for example. And you can put some of the straw inside and you have cheaper mineral feed, total mixed ration. And the cows like this. As soon as it is official total mixed ration, the quality doesn't matter. So the farming simulator cows, in reality it's different. The farming simulator cows, they don't bother whether you added straw or not, and whether you added the expensive mineral feed or not. So if you want to give them mineral feed, you can do it, but it's not needed. And you don't have any advantage from this. Only in the barn with the feeding robot you need this mineral feed, but not in the mixing wagon. Okay, so let's give this to the cows. We drive inside. And now I can dump it. And let's have a look here. It's dumping to the left side. Therefore I stopped. In Farming Simulator, it doesn't matter whether it dumps to the left or to the right side. But for the feeling of I want to be a real virtual farmer, it's nicer to have it more realistic, and then you can change the tip side with the letter U, and now it's to the right, and we start unloading again, and now it's unloading to the right side, and we can go there slowly. It's not needed to go there slowly, but this is how the real farmer is doing it. And now we have this total mixed ration here. I will make a dedicated tutorial about this total mixed ration because it's a little bit special. So now we have a look at the menu, because with escape and here to the cows, because here I can tell you about the food, the different kinds of food that are good for the cows. And first here we see this cow barn, we can see the barn and all the animals that are inside. And for every animal we see how much it's worth. As you can see, they lost a lot of money just from buying it. If we would wanted to resell them, we would lose quite a lot of money, like in reality. Later, when they have stayed at our farm for a while, they regain most of this worth, and the beef cattle gets more value with every month, up to a certain point. Yeah, and on the right half, or right third half, we can see the health in the center, and now it's 0%. And it's always when you get new animals, they have 0% health. That doesn't mean that they are sick. That I tell myself that means they are a little bit stressed from the buying process, and they have to get acquainted to their new surroundings, and therefore the health is rising slowly. It rises 10% every hour, so after 10 hours you have the 100% health, if they are fed well. And here you can also see the reproduction. Right now it's 0. But we already saw when they are well fed, they will reproduce after 10 months. And so it will go up 10% every month. Then here we have the productivity. And the productivity goes along with the health, and it depends on the food that they get. And yeah, this total capacity is the capacity of the food trough, and it is rather small in this barn. And we gave them total mixed ration, nearly 10,000 liters. That's their favorite food. And if they have a mixture of different food types, they will always prefer the best food, which is the total mixed ration. And with this total mixed ration, they get 100% productivity. If we don't have all the ingredients that are needed, we maybe just have hay, then we could give them hay, but they would only be 80% productive. That doesn't make much difference for the beef cattle, but for the milk cows, this makes a difference. So they give less milk. And yeah, it's not only that, but as they always only eat the best food that they have until it's finished. If you only have hay in the beginning and you give hay to them in the trough and you fill it up, maybe half of the trough full of hay, and then next month you give them total mixed ration, then this hay will be stuck in the trough. They won't eat it, and you only have half of the trough capacity for your total mixed ration. So, especially in the beginning, it's important to know that you shouldn't feed too much of a food with less value, unless you know, okay, I will never get total mixed ration. Then you can fill it up with hay or silage as you like. But if you're planning on switching to better food rather soon, you only should give them a minimum of the lesser value food. Yeah, so hay and silage are both 80%, and if you give them grass, they are only 40% productive. They still give milk, but only 40%. And the same is with the meadow. It's grass, and they will only start eating from the meadow when there is no total mixed ration, no hay, silage and grass in the trough. So that's something good to know. It's different than with the sheep. They prefer the meadow, but with the cows, they only eat from the meadow when there is nothing else. Okay, and then here we can see straw. We have 0 straw. That is the next thing that we will give them. I prepared some straw here. And for you as a gamer, this straw is only needed for producing manure. And to get manure, you need a manure heap. or rather a manure heap extension that you have to place yourself. Without that, you will never get manure. But so first we deliver this straw. And I opened up the help menu again, because with this trailer, if I would tip it just like that, it would explode more or less in this rather small barn. So I switch it to the right side, the tip side, with U. Okay, and now it's okay. So now I can close it again. And if you have loose straw, you can just tip it down like that, and it will be delivered to those boxes where they lay. And I give them straw even if I don't have a manure heap, because I just like it when it's cozy for them, filled up nicely with straw. But as a player, you don't have an advantage if you do it like that. That is just for your role play feeling. And yeah, the manure heap building is something a little bit special, and the same with for the pigs, and therefore this will be a different tutorial. Okay, so now we gave them the straw, and now they can go through the day. Here you see they are eating, their heads stuck in the food. And now I will sleep through the day until the next day, and then we will see what changed. Okay, now it's September. Let's have a look at the meadow. It grew, but it's not as long as the old meadow over there. And here we can see the informations. So now we see new numbers. They have 100% health. The food is still 7,810. They didn't eat a lot because we only have very few animals and only 4 of them are adult. The small ones eat less. And we have 159 liters of milk. This is really not a lot. And that is because we only have 2 adult milk cows, and it took them 10 hours to become healthy, and only then they started producing milk. So if you have more cows and they are all healthy completely, then you will get much more milk every day. Yeah, the straw is a little bit used up, and we got slurry, and you can get the slurry with the slurry tank here. You just drive here and get it, and you can use it as fertilizer or sell it to a BGA. Yeah, and the meadow has a number now too, because it grew, and there are 9,468 liters available. So if they would have eaten all the total mixed ration, they could use the meadow now. Okay, now let's get the milk. Even if it's only a little bit, but better a little bit than no milk at all. Here we have a special milk tank, and I'll show it to you in the shop where you can get all this stuff. So here we drive to this symbol, or maybe we should go back. There is a symbol with a milk can. There you can get the milk. We just drive there, press R, and now we are offered 0 buffalo milk or real milk, normal cow milk, this 159 liters. Okay, I want that. And it's already filled up, it's very fast. Yeah, now we could sell the milk somewhere on the map, or if we have a production, a dairy production, we could make butter, cheese out of the milk, or we could fill it up in bottles and earn a little bit more money than with just selling the milk. Let's go into the menu with escape. Here we can see the prices, and the milk is further down. Here we have it. It changes during the year, and as our cows produce very special milk that never spoils, we could just keep the milk and wait for the best price. Even 1 year or several months, it would never spoil. But if you want to play more realistically, you would sell it every day or month. And here on Riverbend Spring, you can just sell the milk only to the dairy. Yeah, but maybe you could take a mod with selling stations and sell it there. If this selling station is open for milk. Or you could deliver it to a production. Okay, so that's about the milk. And now we go to the vehicle shop and have a look where we get all this machinery. With P I can go to the vehicle shop, and it's rather far down. Here is the animal stuff. Here we have those forage mixers. And as I said, this is a special topic, how to produce this. Here we have barrels. Those first ones are just for water. They are either for this very small cow pen without a building, or you can use it for greenhouses, gardens and such. And here we have the multi-purpose liquid tank, which you can use for your milk, but also for water, liquid fertilizer and herbicide. And yeah, this is 8,000 liters. If you have a bigger farm, you could buy this. It's 32,000 liters, and you need a truck to use it. Then we have the animal transport. This is just for horses, but this in the middle is for cows and pigs and sheep. And if you have a truck, you could also use the big one. And there we have a straw blower, because you can't use straw bales to deliver them into the barn. You would need to use a straw blower. And there you could put the straw bale, and then it disintegrated the bale and makes loose straw out of it. And this is a special topic on its own. Here you can get animal food, and all this is not for cows. Only here the mineral feed is part of the total mixed ration. And if you want to buy cow food, because you don't have an extra meadow where you can harvest the grass, or in the beginning, if it's not yet ripe, you could go here and buy bales, hay bales, silage bales, and even straw bales. And with a mixing wagon, you could mix this to total mixed ration. You can't buy Total Mixed Ration in the base game. Okay, that's about keeping cows in Farming Simulator 25. Thank you for your support as a Ruby channel member. If you want to buy FS25 or a DLC, feel free to use my code OMATANA. You'll find the link for the PC version in the video description. It doesn't cost you anything extra and supports me a lot. Now I wish you a wonderful day, thank you for watching and all the best till next time. Tschüss!